Stay away for the love of everything that is holy. Is it the worst release of the year? Maybe, but it had so much potential. Basically like me, yeah. Well, hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to my channel and today's video where I'm going to bitch about makeup for, I don't know, 20 minutes? Because today is the worst of makeup of 2021. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm 45 from the Netherlands, hence the accent. And if you love bitching about makeup, if you want to be entertained, if you want to hear about brands that no one else is talking about, and if you are fabulously orcish like me, then this is the channel for you. Subscribe now, become part of my nestlings, because we are having a blast here on the internet. Let me explain. Well, fabulousness I don't have to explain. You know, if you're fabulous, you're one of mine regardless, period. And if you're orcish, you are olive. So you are also one of mine, because I'm also orcish. Olive. And kind of blind today. Let me explain that. I just picked up my granny glasses, and with that I mean I have glasses that also have a reading part in it, but if I put them on camera, I can show you, because they are cute, but you kind of can see the ring light, you know? So now I can see. Now it's a little bit more challenging. So let's hope we can get through this video in one piece. Well, let me also give a disclaimer, because apparently we need to do that today. If I am bitching about your favorites and your holy grails, it's all subjective. You know, it's my opinion. These products did not work for me for one reason or another, and I will explain why they didn't work for me. If you're like, oh, but that's just what I'm looking for, go get it. If it's your favorite, I still love you, but they are not mine. It's my video, it's my channel, and I'm going to bitch about these products. If you love these products though, let me know. Because I'm very, very curious who this will work for, because they certainly did not work for me. Yes, the worst makeup of 2021. I have some in front of me, and I have some written down, because
yeah, the idiot that is me kind of wants to clean up every once in a while and throw stuff out that she should toss in a box to talk about later in the year.
So let's hope that I can achieve that this year. But let's just start. I'm going to start with a few things that I don't have anymore. So let's start. Let me then go to the side a little bit so I can put the picture up. Let's start with this one. This is skincare. It's from a brand called Biodermal, which is here in the Netherlands. It's a pretty popular brand. They focus on good ingredient and good skincare. The serum that I'm going to talk about is a serum for 50 plus. And I usually don't really go, I don't care what kind of age is on there, but usually when they put an age on there, there's also an ingredient switch. So I read up on the ingredients that were in there. There were very nice peptides in there. I think there was also some, what's it called, fermented stuff in there. And I was like, ooh, and it's on sale. I really want to try this. And then I opened it up and I used it for the first time. And oh my freaking lord, it stank so much. Took at least 5 minutes to dissipate. My hands kept smelling, and I always also, you know, do this, and it goes there, and it, no, this stank so much. It was an artificial flower scent, and if I detest anything, it's an artificial flower scent, because it's just, first off, it hurts my nose and it makes me nauseous. So scent in skincare, preferably not. I am more, let me just smell the ingredients. I'm fine with smelling the ingredients, but that artificial flower scent, oh my lord. So I gave it to my bestie. She loves the brand Biodermal, and I was like, here, smell this. Can you handle that smell? She said, yep, no problem. Then I said, please take it away from my house, because
no.
That was the first. I also felt like it, I didn't give it a good chance to work, because I just couldn't stand the smell. So yeah, there's that. The next thing that I have here is from Essence, and it's the instant, I almost want to put on my glasses, the Tinted Instant Blur Primer. The idea was good. I have something similar that I love to use from Catrice, which is in a pot, their Instant Blur Primer. I really like that, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Now it's in a tube. When I used it though, Maybe you will like it if you're very oily. If you're dry and normal, stay away for the love of everything that is holy. It instantly mattifies. So I was like, okay. But everything that I wanted to put on top foundation wise, it just, it clung, it got patchy, it balled up, no, I was like, maybe I can use it then for filming, you know? But no. So yeah, unless you're very, very oily, maybe you will like it, but it looked good on camera, especially if I was a little bit further away, because up close I looked like I was 95. Honest to God, it's not a good product. And I love Essence. I did not try as much of them this year as I did in previous years, because they just didn't release anything that I was like, oh, I really want to try that. But I did try some things, and this was just, it was so bad. It was so bad. So yeah, now I have stuff to show you as well, so I can go a little bit more to the center. Let's go to Makeup Revolution. Yeah, Makeup Revolution.
Shall we end with that? Because I can bitch about that the longest. Yes, let's end with that. So let's you go to... Yeah, we need to have a little bit of suspense. So...
the products are not ranked, but honestly, I think that the worst is basically on at the end. Yeah, let's just say that. So let's go next then to something from Sosu. I like Sosu as a brand. I haven't tried that many of them, but I do like their falsies, especially the style Paris that I got at Primark when we still had a Primark here. I loved that style. It's still one of my favorites. I still have some here that I got gifted by a friend. So when I saw this release on Beauty Bay, I was like, oh, I'm interested. And I also love freckles. I don't have them on today, but I do love them. So when Sosu released the freckle pen, I was like, I want to try that. Well, it's not that good. Yeah, because I learned that I don't like a felt tip pen, and that is personal preference, right? I feel like when I basically dot it on like this, I kind of get weird half moons, and also it is green. Yeah, now I am green, but for this to turn green on me, yeah, so I was like, okay, let me try it on my face with different foundations underneath, because sometimes that can kind of change, you know, the tone of a product that you put on top. Yeah, no, it stayed green. I kind of had the same issue with the pens from Colourpop, especially the light one. So if you like that color, I don't know who will like that color though. If you like that color, let me know your undertone, because I'm very, very curious. You will like this color then as well, but I also could not tap it out. When I have the stuff with a brush, I can tap it out and then, you know, kind of distribute it. I cannot do that with this. It stays put and it's still green. Not sexy at all. So the next product that I'm going to mention is... I'm going to be very, very, very nitpicky, because the product in itself is not bad. It's not a bad formula, but it's in here because it pisses me off. The color of the product is nowhere near the color of the outer packaging, and that pisses me off. So yeah, it's from Makeup Obsession, and I'm going to bitch about this one, the Sahara Orange. Can you see the gorgeous orange tube? Yes? This is the color. It's not orange. It's, I don't know what it is, coral. I also have the shade West Peach here. I love this shade a lot. It's pink with a very, very blue undertone. So basically on me it turns purple. If basically this shade was in this packaging, I could kind of see it a little bit, but no. So that's no. For the love of God, when you make a product, make sure that the outer packaging is the same as what's inside. Because this is what we go for, right? This is what we go for. And then you get something completely different. That can be fun, but in this case, it just pisses me off. That's why it's in the video. Okay, the next product, I'm kind of going a little bit like this. The next product is not a... I want to say it's not a bad product in and of itself, and it's not. I do have a product from this brand that I really, really love. This particular product, though, for me, it doesn't work. And it is from... Oh, I have an itchy nose. It is from Pink Honey UK, and it's their Wonder Wax. Now, their original honey glue, I really, really love. That was actually in the video that went online, I think yesterday, which is the Best of Makeup, Best of Beauty 2021. That one I really, really love, and I've used it so often. This, it doesn't do anything for me. So this is what it looks like. It smells very nice. It smells a little like citrus, and I really do like it, but this stays flexible. And I have said on numerous occasions, my brows are very rambunctious. They're also very lazy. So what happens with my brows, if I give them any amount of room, basically, especially this one, it kind of wants a little bit, it has two hairs kind of going like this, and the rest is kind of like retired. So I need something that when I brush it up, it stays. Today, it stays. This brow is kind of like, yeah, we kind of want to, it's okay if we slant a little bit. We like that, but in the front, it's like, I want to lie down. I want to dip down. I'm tired. So, yeah, I need something that I can literally plaster to my head. I used to use, back in the day, we used to use hairspray. So we would have a comb like this, sprayed with hairspray and then brush it through, which worked very well until you were in the rain, and I live at the Dutch coast. Do I need to say more? You know? So yeah, this... If you have very nice bushy brows that you kind of have to give a little bit of, I don't know, shape-ish to, then this probably will be for you. But if you're like me and your brow hairs are a little bit sparse, my brows look very nice and fluffy, they're not, that's okay. This is not helping though. But that is purely for me, because I know that there are a lot of people who really do love this, but for me, no. The next, shall we go to, let's go to Catrice. Yeah, let's go to Catrice. I love Catrice as a brand, and I have tried quite a bit of things from them this year, and quite a bit of things I really do like, or I love a lot. There is Catrice in my best of makeup from last year, from this year, and yeah, also here today, because the product, let's start with the product that I don't have anymore, before I forget, which is the Glam & Doll Easy Wash Off Eyeliner, and it basically looks like this, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of those dip things. And I was like, ooh, maybe that's kind of like my tube mascara that I have from Essence, that I wash it off with warm water. Well, not so much, because it washes off with water. It's very much an easy wash off. Very much so. If you are indoors and you just want liner on, I don't know, for something, and you want to have an easy time removing it, yes, it definitely works. But I need something that stays put throughout the day, and that one just wasn't it. It was too easy to, it worked too well. It was too easy to remove. So, but if that is something that you need, Catrice has it. The next one that I'm going to mention is their one step, what's it say? One Step Skin Perfector. Don't judge. I cannot read it, what it says here right now. I need my glasses for that, but that's okay. So that's what it says. And I was like, ooh, they removed the pots that they had here from store. I thought maybe they just put it in a tube. Well, that's not the case though. So then when I tried it, I was like, okay, so it's one of those white things with those colored balls in it. And so this is what it looks like. Yes. Then I basically have to do this. And it doesn't do anything. I have to rub pretty, yeah, it kind of makes me orange. It does that, yeah. So yeah, it kind of makes me orange, but for the rest, my skin is a little bit older. I don't want to move it too much, because when you move something too much, it kind of starts hanging. It's like with your underwear. If you stretch out the elastic band too much, it loses its elasticity. That was what I wanted to say. So this I really have to rub in, and I don't want that. So it just doesn't work, and it doesn't blur. It doesn't. Skin perfector. No, I don't. If you're young and still perky and everything is firm, then maybe you will like it then. But this, I had to rub in my face too much. It also made me kind of an Oompa Loompa. So it just doesn't do anything for me. And their pot, their 1 Minute Skin Perfector, which is a mousse, that one I really did like. And I used that to kind of blur out a little bit. I don't know if I just wanted to have everything blurred out. So maybe I will repurchase that one day. But it's also, I think I used it once or twice. It just doesn't do anything except make me a hint orange, which is not what I'm going for. Let's stay in the primer, because I have another primer. This was actually a gift. And I know that there are people who really love that primer, including the one who gifted this to me. But for me, it's from Winky Lux. It is their, what is it, Cloud Whipped primer or something like that. And I was like, ooh, this is so nice. It looks cute. It smells okay. You know, I'm no issues whatsoever. And then I used it, and it was like, what's happening? My foundation kept sliding off, but it also gathered. It went cakey. It didn't matter if I had shaved my face or not. If I'd shaved my face, it was a little bit better, but I could see it breaking up my foundation. And I was like, I don't understand it. Maybe I used too much, so I used a tiny amount. It feels like it's drying out my skin, but it is also almost too fatty at the same time. It's just, when you whip up butter to use in, I don't know, a cake recipe, you whip up butter, you know, that's kind of what it felt like. And that was a very, very weird experience, and I tried it. I tried it under a bunch of different foundations. I tried it on its own. I don't like it at all. And then if it's a product that is, I don't know, drugstore pricing, I'm like, yeah, okay, it sucks. But I looked up what this is retailing for. No. There are better, in my opinion, better products out there than this. The next product that I'm going to mention is a foundation. And this foundation, I don't really know who likes it. I haven't heard that many people, at least not you guys in my comment section, say that you love this foundation. So I don't know who. Let me know if you do though. It's from Rare Beauty. It's their, I don't even know what it's called. I have the shade, I think 230 Neutral, but again, I cannot read it. First off, I detest this. I don't like that at all. But, you know, if I love the foundation, I can get over it. But I didn't. So I like the consistency. The foundation itself, I tried it without a primer. I tried it with primers, with basically all the primers that I have, especially with my hydrating primers, because this dries out my face. I think there's hyaluronic acid in this. It dries out my skin, and it especially here, which is not dry, and then here, it just was so cakey. When I initially used it the very first time and I put it on, it looked very, very pretty. And then when all the filming was done, I basically looked in the magnifying mirror and I could see it breaking up or gathering. And it was not apparent when you basically looked at me normally, but when I looked up close, it was. So then I was like, okay, well, sometimes that happens. Maybe I shouldn't powder it. So I didn't powder it. It was worse. And it did not matter if I used a primer. And I tried it with primer, with powder, with all the powders that I had, and without powder. It didn't matter. Then I tried it without primer. And then with powder, without powder. It didn't matter. It was so freakishly finicky. again, it's same as with the Winky Lux primer. It's so weird to have something on your face that you feel dries it out. But you need to powder it because otherwise it slides off your face. I even tried the powder before foundation method. It didn't matter. So yeah, this, I don't know who likes this. If you do, let me know, because I think it's a bad foundation. It's a bad foundation. Okay. If you have really wanting the ranty bitchiness, that is me, we're getting into it right now. Just so you know. So yeah, if you need a refill of your snack or your drink, grab it now. We're going to go to Makeup Revolution. And I love Makeup Revolution as a brand. I have tried it on numerous occasions. I have tried loads and I either love it or I am but I can always make it work. These products though, not so much. So let's start with the first thing that I have here, which is from Makeup Revolution, and it is their Renaissance Flick. Now, this is the waterproof one. I have loved the Renaissance Flick for years. For years! But that was also a few years ago. And I kind of forgot that. I have always wanted a waterproof one. So when they finally released a waterproof one, I was like, yes, this is going to be my moment. I am going to love it. However, recently, these types of products bleed. You know the irrigation channels that some countries have to get water to their crops? Well, that's basically what's happening on my eyelids, especially here in the beginning. So, when I used this, the formula is too wet. So when I used this, it instantly ended up here. And that's not what I go for. So then I was like, okay, maybe let me try it on different things. So I basically, here you have the tip, so I stored it like this. Didn't matter. I was like, maybe I really need to pack on eyeshadow or powder on my eyelid. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's very waterproof though. Yeah. If you don't have those irrigation channels in your eyelids, you will probably really like this. But as it stands, no. Yeah, let's go to the next product, which is from, yeah, let's go like this, which is from X Revolution. Let's start with this one, which is their, I don't even know what it's called. Oh, Lord. What is it called? I don't know. Revolution Beauty. It's a lip cheek cloud. I don't know. It's this. It's from X Revolution and it's their cloud liquid thingamajiggy. This is what it looks like in the shade Wave. This, it's a texture thing. When I feel this, you remember that the whipped butter that I talked about? This feels like I am basically putting my finger in butter that you put on your bread and then smearing it on my face. It is, the color is okay. It's a hint too warm for me, too orange, but that's okay. But the texture of this, I don't want to feel like I'm putting butter on my face. It doesn't completely dry down. The opening of the pot is pretty small, so I will have to use my fingers, which I don't really do with blushes, but okay, fine. Usually I use blushes with a brush. So for instance, with this brush, it just, when I use it with a brush, it streaked, it lifted off my foundation, and then combining that with the texture of it, I was like, I used it once, and then I never used it again because I was like, oh, no. I'm not going to touch this ever again because I detest that feeling. No. If you like a waxy product on your cheeks, maybe you will like it. And yes, I know I can use my finger for it, but I don't want to. The only thing I use my finger for in cream products is highlighter. For the rest, I use a blush. Oh yeah, I actually tried it with a finger. I had to do this because if I tapped, it did not, the product is too thick and it sticks where you place it. So it lifted, no. The next thing is also from X Revolution. Oh yeah, this. It's their Lip Maximizer. Yeah, it's called the Max. And I was like, oh, this can be a nice dupe for my Nabla Viper. It's kind of the same principle. This though, it doesn't do anything. It has a slight minty. Yeah, it has a slight minty. If you are very much a beginner with plumping stuff, maybe it's something for you. But then honestly, I would just, especially if you're here in Europe, see if you can get Essence or Catrice, because their plumping things are better than this. Especially the Essence, what one is it? With, I think with chili, red chili in it. That one really works. This one, when I used this for the first time, my lips were like,
this is not enough, hon. I don't know what you want us to do. What do you want us to do? Because we can kind of feel the minty a little bit, but it's the same thing as if you're eating mint chocolate. We ain't getting up for this.
So, yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. Granted, I'm used to the Nabla Lip Viper, but still, if you want the idea of a plumping gloss, then this can be for you. But for the rest, also it feels very cheap. It looks like metal. It's not. It's plastic, and yeah, it's just not a good product. Then I'm going to go. I think this is Revolution Pro. Revolution Pro released their under eye brightening setting powder. I don't know what it's called. I keep forgetting. The packaging looks very nice and sleek. The powder itself, yeah, it's a white powder. So it's basically a brightening powder. It's very finely milled. So there's nothing really wrong with it. And I thought, oh, I'm going to like this. Boy, was I mistaken. The very first time I put this on my under eyes, I looked and I was like, what is happening there? Because it made my under eyes 30 years older. It's literally, I could see it sucking the life out of my under eye area. And I was like, what is that? What? I thought, are they dry? Did I maybe not, I don't know, hydrate them enough before I tried this? So I was like, you know what? Because usually when I powder my under eyes, I also do this part just a little bit, you know, and suck the life out of that as well. So I was like, let me try it again. Because I thought it was me. Let me try it again. Make sure that my under eyes are hydrated, and that the foundation or the concealer that I use is also a hydrating one. It did matter. It did matter. I also tried it without foundation. No. You know the scene from The Little Mermaid where Ursula is showing those lost souls? Well, that's kind of it. Also, there's also a scene from SpongeBob where he's outside of the water. That's kind of what happened to my under eyes. Unless I go for specifically making myself older for, I don't know, special effects or something, then this is perfect. If you really want to make yourself look 50 years older, it's perfect. But for the rest, I don't know who this is suited for. Maybe if you're extremely oily, maybe, but no. Then the last thing that I'm going to mention, which is also, is it the worst release of the year? Maybe, but it had so much potential. Basically, like me, yeah. This is something that when I saw that they released this, I was like, ooh, that is going to be if it works, it's going to be amazing, and I will love it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. So yeah, well, it's not completely true, because it's kind of a system. Part of the system works, but the part that you kind of need, that doesn't work. And it is from, what is it? Planet Revolution. It's their Mask Revival Reusable Facial Sheet Masks. Let me show you. You get two, so that's nice. This is what they look like. So if you want to scare someone shitless, this is very, you can use it for Halloween, right? Yes, you can use it for Halloween. It's a pretty thick cotton fabric. A t-shirt, an average t-shirt is thinner than this. So when I felt that, I was like, it's a pretty heavy fabric. I don't know if this will work. I tried it on my face. I have a very tiny face, so I had to cut it up. So that's what I did. So this is basically the one that I used. There's also sprays with that. The sprays I really do like. The sprays I like, they are downstairs, and I actually use them in between skincare layers. But yeah, so the sprays I do really like. Not the sprayer itself, because it's too fine. That was also the thing. There are 2 big bottles that you can also buy for the system. The sprayers on that are very fine and very open, which is not handy if you're trying to wet a cotton fabric, which is it's a pretty heavy cotton fabric. It didn't work. So basically the sprayer went outside of my face too much, so this part stayed dry, this part was wet, and everything behind me was wet. So one of the kitty cats was like,
what the hell are you doing? Now why are you spraying me? Why?
So I was like, okay, maybe I need to wet the fabric first and then I can spray it on. I also tried spraying my face first, so make my face soaking wet and then put that on. It did not help. So I wetted the cotton, sprayed my face again, put it on, and I was like, I also sprayed on top of this. I got a cramp in my finger because the spray wasn't sufficient for that. And also when I finally had it wet enough and I had it on my face, the fabric doesn't hold on to the moisture. Because what does it do? Gravity. So basically here it dried out because all the moisture was here, gathering there. So this was soaking wet. My shirt was soaking wet. This was dry. I also thought maybe I need to lie down, you know? But then what? It already gathered here when I was basically putting it on my face. So then you have to put it on your face when you're lying down. Okay, then it will gather here. So this part will be dry and it will gather here. So basically everything you lie on will be soaking wet. Because that's what it does. Because it doesn't evaporate or sink in quick enough. You have to get this too wet. It's too thick. Maybe if it was half thinner, yeah, maybe then. But as it is, no. If you see it, go for the sprays. And I basically pour the spray. I think that's called decant. I'm actually not sure. But I have a sprayer downstairs that I really like. And I just pour the bigger bottle into the little bottle so that I use up the sprays. The sprays are really, really nice. But this, no. No. And then that is it for today. Let me know. Let me know if you have any of these. Let me know if any of these work for you. If they do, yay, go you. I had a lot of fun filming this video bitching about makeup. And I hope you had fun too and you were entertained. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'm going to wish you a fantastic day. A fabulous evening. Don't forget to tune in for tomorrow because it's going to be a very, very special video. Yes, it's going to be, no, I'm not going to say, it's going to be a very special video and I'm excited for you to see it. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to wish you a fantastic day and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye guys.